Hey, what is going on, everyone? I'm so glad you have took your time to spend with me on this very weekend. I am your co-host of the McRockable Wrestling Review Show, Mike McRock Wilson, and last night was Friday Night Smackdown. Here are the results in my review of last night's show. Last night, Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter's promo was sort of made fun of by Alberto Del Rio and Ricardo Rodriguez. You know, the videos you're used to seeing on YouTube.com/WeThePeopleZeb? Well, Ricardo Rodriguez and Alberto Del Rio had their take on it, with Ricardo Rodriguez playing Zeb Coulter's part and Alberto Del Rio playing Jack Swagger's part. It was just so funny, so hilarious, and it really adds to the rivalry going in towards WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship. I almost didn't recognize Ricardo or Alberto Del Rio. I didn't know who was which only for a second, but once I was watching this promo, I was thinking, that's Alberto Del Rio wearing the blonde wig with a beard, and Ricardo with a fake big gut and a fake mustache looking like Zeb Coulter, and the whole thing was just flat out hysterical. It adds to their match, to their upcoming match at WrestleMania for the world title, and right now it is looking good. Let's keep it going, and hopefully this will end at WrestleMania. I hope, because I like to see Dolph Ziggler cash in after the winner of that match, maybe, because later on Alberto Del Rio will face Dolph Ziggler, which I will get to later on. And a non-title tag team match, it was Daniel Bryan and Kane taking on 3MB. I don't have any words to describe 3MB. I don't think they should be in line for the tag team titles. I think a more credible opponents should be the Primetime Players or Tensai and Brodus Clay. But even going months back, 6, 7, or 8 months back, where the tag team division was on the rise, now it is the way it was a couple of years ago, where there's hardly any teams now, and now it's just picking two individual superstars and teaming them up to see where it goes. Need I say more about the tag team division? In a one-on-one match, Ryback faced Damien Sandow, where Ryback got the victory, and later on Mark Henry faced Yoshitatsu and got the victory as well. Mark Henry over Yoshitatsu. And what's interesting was that Ryback and Mark Henry had another stare down backstage. And what was interesting was that Ryback faced a credible opponent in Damien Sandow. Mark Henry had a 1-minute match against Yoshitatsu. There was really no need for that 1-minute match. It really didn't do anything for me at all. But what's really interesting is that these two superstars, Ryback and Mark Henry, having a stare down. Now let's have one in the ring next week. Hopefully next week this rivalry will pick up. I think it needs to pick up just a little bit more. Let's have a stare down in the ring. Just don't touch each other. Until WrestleMania. And the same goes with Alberto Del Rio and Jack Swagger. Two of those rivalries are looking good right now, and one of the reasons why is that they hardly ever touched each other yet, which is really the magic behind these rivalries upcoming, as opposed to The Rock and John Cena, because The Rock and John Cena have had a match before, and that's why I believe there's more excitement for the world title and the Big Show. Not Big Show, and in the Mark Henry and Ryback match, as opposed to the WWE Championship match, I think. Well, in my opinion, anyway. And then, what happened next? Big Show, reaction to the Shield, said it was Randy Orton's fault that they got involved. But later on, I will get to the main event, which is Sheamus versus Big Show. Tamina Snuka faced Caitlyn in a one-on-one match where Tamina Snuka got the win. And of course, Layla has some sort of interest in the Divas Championship. I think where it's going, it could be a triple threat match, maybe. But I do like to see the Divas division rebooted, restarted. Let's push the restart button again. You see what I mean? It's just the batteries are not working. Really, the Divas division needs to have its batteries working right now because there's hardly any divas. They prance around like children, and they hardly have any confidence. I think it's because there's a lot of pressure because a lot of people watch the show, as opposed to NXT where it's only a 1 hour show, and I don't feel that pressure that they do have as opposed to say Raw or Smackdown because more people are watching it, and I think that's the problem with the Divas division. They're better off suited on NXT as opposed to Smackdown or Raw. Another big fail. Go. Need I say more? I think Fandango needs to be a villain in the ring as opposed to teasing his debut. I think he should be in the ring, have him wrestle a match, be a villain in the ring. Let's see where it goes from there. And the main event was Sheamus versus Big Show, and at the end, the Shield interfered and caused both superstars the match. After the match, where the Sheamus had Randy Orton after he came out, and Sheamus was a 3-on-2 until the Big Show came in and cleaned house, dumped the Shield out of the ring, and then knocked out Sheamus. And I'm wondering, I think there really should be a payoff for Big Show. But Big Show right now needs to pick a side, whether he wants to go face again or heel, good guy or bad guy. And I think this is the time now where Big Show needs to choose, because right now he has revenge against the Shield and he needs that closure, but he also reminds the audience that he is still a villain and knocks out Sheamus. But because of that, Big Show right now needs to pick if he wants to be a good guy or a bad guy now. Maybe this could set up a 3-on-3 match at WrestleMania with the Shield versus Sheamus, Randy Orton, and the Big Show. I hope that happens because, like I said, Big Show really needs to pick a side. And also, Alberto Del Rio faced Dolph Ziggler in a one-on-one match where Alberto Del Rio won. And what's interesting is that for the past few weeks, Dolph Ziggler has faced Alberto Del Rio, and usually comes up on the losing end. And I'm wondering if there's going to be a payoff for Dolph Ziggler because he still has the Money in the Bank briefcase, and he could cash in at WrestleMania. Maybe after Alberto Del Rio maybe pulls the win over Jack Swagger, and then out comes Ziggler with the briefcase and hits him with it, and cashes it in, and becomes World Heavyweight Champion. I think this is what Dolph Ziggler needs to do, because he is the show off, he is the show stealer, and what better way to steal the show? WrestleMania 29, cash in the briefcase, become World Heavyweight Champion. And that is my review of last night's Friday Night Smackdown. I am your co-host of the MRB Wrestling Review Show, Mike Big Rock Wilson, signing out. Get plenty of rest, and always do your best.